So this is a Galaxy A17 5G, the direct successor to the best-selling smartphone of last year and even this year, the A16 5G. So what is new, what is different, and what stayed the same? First off, the camera bar. Samsung redesigned it to now make it look exactly like the A26, the A36, and the A56. And also, this phone is about 8 grams lighter than the A16 5G, thanks to the new materials that they used to make the back. Now, instead of plain plastic like we had before, we now have something like plastic fiber, which is way more lighter. But beyond that, most of the things when it comes to design and durability remains unchanged. For example, it is still IP54 rated when it comes to water splashes and dust protection. It still has mono speakers that sounds good at best. The fingerprint scanner is still side mounted and works pretty fast. And then, yeah, there is a key island, which is always there. It comes in 3 different colors, and honestly, the blue is the best one for me. What I have here is the black. For memory options, you can get from 4 gigs up to 8 gigs of RAM. While for storage, you get from 128 up to 256 gigs. And the price ranges from $220 to almost $280, depending on the configuration that you are going for. Switching to this display, nothing really has changed, except for the fact that we now have Gorilla Glass Victus protection against scratches and dents on the screen. Everything else, from the resolution, which is 1080p, to the screen size, to the refresh rate, which is still 90 Hz, and the brightness level, which is about 800 nits, remains the same. But honestly, this doesn't take away the fact that this display is still top quality, because yeah, it is Samsung. Their displays are obviously very good. Normally, I would like to nitpick on the fact that the U-shaped notch is still there, and this chunky chin and the big bezels and everything. But in reality, I've come to discover that most users do not really see these things as a big deal. The only real downside for me for this display is the fact that Samsung did not give us a 120 Hz refresh rate, which is what the competition is giving. But don't get me wrong, it is still pretty smooth and seamless when you are using this display. But if they had given us 120 Hz, that would have just been that slightly better upgrade that obviously we would appreciate. Now, talking about performance, there is another area where, as usual, Samsung didn't make any changes at all. Just like last year's A16 5G and even last 2 years' A15 5G, we're still rocking the same Exynos 1380 5nm chipset. Now, to be sincere, it still performs really well in day-to-day usage, as you would expect. At least during my testing, I didn't get to experience anything like lags or issues at all when you are opening and closing apps. But for someone like you who would definitely push it harder than I did, there are a few concerns I feel you may have. For example, there could be potential performance drops when you are playing games or engaging in other high-intensive tasks, and then there could be overheating over time, and that definitely will affect the battery life. Now let's talk about software. Galaxy A17 5G ships with Android 15 and Samsung's One UI 7, which, like you would expect, is fully packed with a lot of features that just makes using this phone really great. It has split screen and pop-up view for multitasking, and generally the experience is smooth and really seamless. This time there is a touch of AI because we now have Google Gemini baked into it, so you can just long press on the power button and activate it. And for someone like me who uses Gemini in almost everything I do, that is definitely a very good experience to have. Of course, one area where Samsung continues to stand out, which the competitors cannot really match, is in terms of software support. And yeah, the A17 5G is expected to get up to 6 years of Android updates, which makes this phone practically optimized and valid up to 2031, which is very good. Now let's talk about the cameras, because for me, that has easily been the best thing about this phone. Spec-wise, you're getting the same as last year, a 50 megapixel wide-angle lens, a 5 megapixel ultra-wide lens, and a 2 megapixel macro cameras. And the results, honestly, they have been very good. Pretty decent for the price point that this phone is coming with. It has very good dynamic range processing, accurate color processing, solid contrast, and good sharpness. You know, those things that really makes any picture looks really good. And genuinely, I loved every single picture I took with this phone. Now at the front, we're getting a 13 megapixel selfie cameras, and just like the back, the shots are very decent and looks really good. For video resolution, yeah, it is still capped at 1080p 30 frames per second, but the big upgrade in this department is the fact that we now have optical image stabilization, which means videos like this one you're watching right now where I'm shooting on the move will not come off shaky at all, which is a welcome development. So overall, in the camera department, when you compare this phone, the A17 5G, to last year, the only big improvement is the fact that we now have better video stabilization, which, depending on what you do with your phone the most, it is a welcome development or not necessary. Now, at this point, I would say that is practically everything that is new and different when you compare the A17 5G to the A16 5G, because yeah, nothing else. The battery life is still the same. We still have a 5,000 mAh battery. It still supports 25 watts charging. It still takes around 1 hour, 15 minutes or thereabout to get full charge on it. And once you charge it, it still will take you like a day without you having to top up at all. So what is my conclusion? At the price point that this phone is coming, I would say the Galaxy A17 5G is a very good phone. The little changes here or there that they made are not necessarily upgrades, but they do make the phone feel really new. But if you ask me, I would say just save money and still get the A16. It is still a very good phone even right now. Or better still, just go for the A26 since it offers better durability across but like it has higher IP rating, and of course it has Corning Gorilla Glass Victus Plus when it comes to protection for the screen. So that is everything that is new, that is different, or that stayed the same with the Galaxy A17 5G. Just drop your thoughts or comments below. Let me know what you think about them. I would love to read them and of course respond to it. And that's all about it. I guess I will catch you in my next video.